Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you real quick, because there's something that a lot of women don't always see. And brothers, I know you feel this one deep down, even if you ain't gonna admit it out loud. Because what I'm about to tell you, it's not just about relationships. It's not just about dating. It's not even just about love. It's about what happens inside a man when he finally makes the decision to give a woman all of him. His heart, his trust, his loyalty, his everything. Now look, I know the title of this talk might have made you raise your eyebrows, might have even made you blush. Some of y'all came here thinking I was going to talk only about the physical. But let me let you in on the truth. This ain't just about physical. Because when a man gives himself to a woman, for real, it's not just his body, it's his soul. It's his mind, it's his commitment. And that, ladies, is a whole different conversation. See, here's what you got to understand about men. We walk around with these masks on. We're taught to be tough. We're taught to hide our feelings. We're taught to act like nothing can shake us. But when we find a woman who we trust enough, who we love enough, who we respect enough to give everything to, something changes inside of us. That's when you see the real man. That's when you see his heart. That's when you see how he truly feels. So let me break this down for you step by step, because when a man gives you all of him, there are three main feelings that take over. And if you're listening carefully, if you pay attention, you'll start recognizing when a man is really with you for real versus when he's just playing games. The first feeling, relief, pure relief. Now that might sound funny, but let me explain. Men spend a lot of time protecting themselves. We protect our pride. We protect our image. We protect our weaknesses, because the world tells us we can't show that. So when a man finally finds a woman he can give his heart to, it feels like he can finally put the armor down. It feels like he can finally breathe. That's why men will sometimes fall asleep in your arms in a way they don't anywhere else, because they finally feel safe. Safe to be weak. Safe to not perform. Safe to just be. And ladies, if you've ever wondered, how do I know if this man really loves me? Pay attention to whether he lets himself be vulnerable with you. Does he show you the side he doesn't show the world? Does he talk to you about his fears, his doubts, his struggles? If he does, that's relief. That's him saying, I trust you enough to let you see the real me. Now the second feeling men experience when they give you all of them. Fear. Oh yeah, you heard me right. Fear. Because love, real love, is scary. Commitment is scary. Trust is scary. See, we like to act like we're fearless, but when a man gives his whole heart to a woman, suddenly he realizes if she leaves me, if she hurts me, if she betrays me, I'm done. And that fear, that's real. But here's the thing, fear is not always bad. Fear shows he's invested. Fear shows he cares. Fear shows he knows he's got something to lose. If a man is never scared of losing you, it might be because he never gave you anything worth losing. But when he has fear, when he looks at you like, baby, I don't ever want to lose this. That's how you know you matter. That's how you know he's all in. Now the third feeling, joy. Straight up joy. Because when a man gives himself fully to a woman and he knows she accepts him, respects him, loves him back, it's the happiest he'll ever be. That's the kind of happiness that has him singing in the car for no reason. That's the kind of happiness that has him working harder on his job. That's the kind of happiness that has him bragging about you to his boys. He'll be showing off your picture. talking about, y'all don't understand. This right here is my queen. That joy is like fuel. It gives him energy. It makes him want to be better, do better, rise higher. Because real love is not draining. Real love is empowering. So let me recap. Relief, fear, joy. That's the cocktail of emotions inside a man when he gives all of himself to you. And ladies, don't let the tough exterior fool you. That man you see sitting cool, acting like nothing phases him. Inside, if he's truly in love, he's battling all three of those feelings at once. And if you ever wondered why men sometimes act confusing, why they pull close and then pull back, why they look so strong but then get so tender, it's because he's wrestling with those emotions. Relief that he found you. Fear of losing you. Joy of loving you. All at the same time. Now let me take it a step deeper. Because this ain't just about emotions, it's about behavior. When a man gives you all of him, it changes the way he moves. He'll start protecting you in ways you don't even notice. He'll be checking if you got home safe. He'll be making sure you're okay, even when you say, I'm fine. He'll start sacrificing things he used to never give up, time, money, habits, just to make you happy. Because once he's invested, he's not casual about it anymore. He's serious. He's locked in. And let me tell you something real. When you've got a man like that, when you've got a man who's truly given you all of him, that's rare. Don't take it for granted. Don't dismiss it. Because out here, there are a lot of men who will give you pieces of themselves, but very few who will give you the whole. But here's the flip side. Some women, they get a man's all and they mishandle it. They play games. They compare him to other men. They make him feel small. And when that happens, you crush something inside him. You make him regret opening up. And once a man regrets giving his all, he might never give it again. Not to you, not to anybody, because that wound cuts deep. So if you're listening to me right now, hear me clearly. When a man gives you all of him, respect it. Don't abuse it. Don't take advantage of it. Because it's not just his love you're holding, it's his heart. And that's not something you want to break carelessly. Now let's laugh for a second, because y'all know I got to keep it real. Some men, when they finally give their all, they start acting different. They'll be out here doing stuff they never thought they'd do. This man who used to clown his friends for buying flowers will suddenly be in the grocery store like, do y'all sell roses? The man who used to say, I don't do matching outfits, will be wearing the same color shirt as you on vacation, smiling in every picture. He's gone, addicted. Why? Because when men fall, they fall hard. And let me tell you, ladies, don't get it twisted. Men act tough, but they love deep. A woman might love gradually, but when a man decides she's the one, it's like a switch. Boom, he's all in. He's addicted to you, and he ain't afraid to show it in his actions, even if his words take a minute to catch up. Now let me close this with some motivation, because I know some of y'all out there are wondering, when will I meet a man who gives me all of him? When will I have someone who looks at me the way he's describing? And I get it. Waiting is hard. But let me give you the truth. The best way to attract a man who gives his all is to be a woman who knows her worth. A woman who won't settle for crumbs. A woman who won't accept half love, half effort, half commitment. When you carry yourself with confidence, when you bring peace into his life, when you believe in his purpose, like I talked about before, you inspire him to give you everything. Because men don't give their all to every woman. They give it to the one who makes them feel safe enough, inspired enough, and challenged enough to step up. So if you're listening tonight, remember this: when a man gives you all of him, he feels relief, fear, and joy. Relief because he can finally be himself. Fear because he doesn't want to lose you. Joy because he's never been happier. And your job is to recognize it, honor it, and cherish it. Because when love is real, it's not casual. It's powerful. It's transformative. It's life-changing. And if you don't have that yet, don't settle. Don't compromise. Don't let loneliness push you into accepting less. Because the right man, the man who's meant for you, will come along. And when he does, you'll feel it. You'll know it. You'll see it in the way he looks at you, the way he treats you, the way he chooses you every single day. So hold on to that standard. Keep your worth high. Don't let the wrong man waste your time. Because the moment the right man gives you all of him, your whole life is about to light up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly how men feel when they give everything they've got to the woman they love. When a man gives you all of him, when he decides to let that wall down and open up the deepest part of himself, that's not just about romance. That's not just about a kiss. That's not just about a moment in the bedroom. That's about trust. See, men walk around all day long acting tough, carrying the weight of the world, carrying responsibility on their shoulders, because that's what the world told us we got to do. The world said, man, you better not cry. You better not be soft. You better not let anybody see you weak. And so men grow up with that mask on. We learn how to keep it together when we're falling apart. We learn how to smile when we broke inside. We learn how to keep moving when our hearts are heavy. So when a man meets a woman, he don't just give all of that away easily. He don't just pour out his heart to anybody because his whole life he'd been trained to protect it. So when you finally get to that place where a man lets you all the way in, where he decides, I trust her with this part of me nobody else sees, that's not physical, that's emotional, that's spiritual, that's sacred. That's a level most people never even talk about because they get so caught up in the surface. But I'm telling you right now, when a man gives you all of him, what he's really saying is, I believe in you. I trust you not to break me. I trust you not to laugh at me. I trust you not to throw my secrets back in my face. That's the real gift. That's the real power. Ladies, let me tell you something. Men don't open up that easily. You might think he tough. You might think he careless. You might even think he cold. But underneath all that armor, there's a boy who wanted to be loved, a man who wanted to be understood, a soul that wanted to be seen for more than just what he could provide. And when he gives you all of him, it's because he believes you see him, not just the outside, not just his paycheck, not just his looks, not just his charm, but him. See, intimacy ain't just about touching bodies, it's about touching souls. A man can share his body with you and still keep his heart locked up tight. A man can laugh with you, talk with you, even spend time with you, and still not let you pass that wall. But when he gives you all of him, when he finally lets you behind that wall, you got to understand how rare that is. That's trust on a level the world doesn't teach men to give. That's him saying, I am putting my strength, my weakness, my fears, and my future in your hands because I believe you won't mishandle it. Ladies, do you know what it feels like for a man to finally breathe around a woman? You know what it feels like for him to finally stop pretending, finally stop acting like he's invincible, and just exhale, because he knows you accept him for who he is, flaws and all. That's the kind of trust that keeps a man. That's the kind of connection that makes him addicted to you, because you've given him something the world never gave: safety. Safety to be himself. Safety to not always have the answers. Safety to not always be strong. Safety to not always carry the weight by himself. And let me tell you, men crave that, even if they don't say it. They crave that peace. They crave that place where they can put their guard down. They crave that feeling of being understood without judgment. They crave that one person who doesn't just admire the hero, but loves the man behind the hero. And when he finds it, when he feels it, he doesn't want to lose it, because it's rare, it's priceless. Now let's be real. Not every man you meet is ready to give all of him. Some of them ain't healed yet. Some of them don't even know who they are yet. Some of them so broken they wouldn't know how to trust you even if they wanted to. And that's why you can't mistake attention for intimacy. You can't mistake attraction for trust. A man giving you compliments, a man giving you time, a man even giving you his body, that ain't the same as him giving you his heart. You got to know the difference. You got to recognize when it's surface and when it's soul. When a man gives you all of him, you'll know it. You'll know it because the conversations change. He ain't just talking about sports money or work. He's talking about his fears, his dreams, the things that keep him up at night, the things he never told nobody else. You'll know it because he stops hiding. You'll know it because he starts showing you not just the good parts, but the broken parts. And if you can handle that with grace, if you can handle that with respect, if you can hold that in your hands and not drop it, that man will give you everything he got for the rest of his life. Trust is currency for men. And when he invests that trust in you, he's saying you're worth more than the walls he built. You're worth more than the fear he carries. You're worth more than the pain he's been through. That's powerful. That's bigger than attraction. That's bigger than chemistry. That's real connection. Ladies, hear me on this. When a man gives you all of him, he's not just looking for you to hold his hand. He's looking for you to hold his heart. And that comes with responsibility. Don't ever take that lightly. Don't ever play with that. Because once a man gives you his trust and you mishandle it, it's hard for him to ever give it again, not just to you, but to anybody. That's why so many men walking around with walls higher than mountains, because they gave themselves once to the wrong person and got crushed. So if you're blessed enough to have a man who says, here I am, the real me, not the mask, not the performance, not the image, but me, then you better honor that. You better protect that. You better make that space safe, because that right there is intimacy on a level that don't fade with time. That's the kind of bond that outlives looks, outlives money, outlives circumstances. That's the kind of bond that makes him say, I don't want nobody else but her, because nobody else makes me feel like this. And here's the part most people miss for men. Trust and intimacy go hand in hand. The moment he feels safe, the moment he feels seen, the moment he feels honored, that's the moment he attaches. That's the moment he says, this woman is different. That's the moment he knows he can stop searching, because he's found a place his soul can rest. That's not lust. That's not a fling. That's not temporary. That's foundation. A man giving you all of him is not about the outside. It's about the inside. It's not about what everybody sees. It's about what nobody sees. It's about the late night talks, the quiet moments, the tears he lets fall when nobody else is around. That's where the addiction comes from. That's where the bond is built. That's where the forever starts. So understand, when a man gives you all of him, when he says, "This is me unfiltered, unguarded, unpolished," that's his way of saying, "I trust you with the part of me I've been protecting my whole life." And that's not something you can buy. That's not something you can demand. That's not something you can fake. That's something you earn. That's something you nurture. That's something you protect with everything you got. Because when you hold that trust right, when you handle that gift with love, you don't just win his heart, you win his soul. And there's nothing stronger than that.